Hi everyone, I'm Sarah. Today I want to share something that I believe can completely shift the way you understand women, whether you're a man looking to build stronger relationships or a woman trying to better understand yourself. After years of conversations with friends, reflecting on my own relationships, and really diving into female psychology, I've come to realize there's one fundamental truth about women that most people, including women themselves, don't fully recognize. And once you understand it, everything starts to make sense. The behaviors that seem confusing, the emotional reactions that feel overwhelming, the needs that appear contradictory, it all clicks into place. Honestly, I wish someone had explained this to me years ago. It would have saved me so much confusion in my relationships and helped me express my needs so much better. So today, I'm pulling back the curtain on something most women experience but rarely talk about openly. This isn't about stereotypes or generalizations. It's about a deep psychological pattern that shapes how women navigate relationships, work, friendships, and life in general. Here it is: most women live in constant emotional translation. What do I mean by that? It means that women often spend enormous amounts of mental and emotional energy translating their authentic feelings into something they believe others will find acceptable. We're constantly running calculations in our minds. Asterisk, what am I really feeling? Asterisk, is it okay to say it out loud? Asterisk, how can I express this without sounding too needy, too emotional, or too demanding? Let me give you an example from my own life. Last month, my boyfriend canceled our date night to hang out with his friends. What I wanted to say was, asterisk, I'm really disappointed. I was looking forward to spending time with you, and it hurts that you chose them over me tonight. I need to feel prioritized in this relationship. Asterisk. But what I actually said was, asterisk, oh, that's fine. Have fun with the guys. Asterisk. And then I spent the rest of the evening feeling resentful, wondering why I was upset when I had just told him it was fine. That is emotional translation, when we take what we really feel and convert it into something we believe will be easier for others to accept. So, why do women do this? It starts early. From childhood, most girls are taught that their full emotional expression is too much. We're told we're being dramatic, sensitive, or overreacting when we express strong feelings. Meanwhile, boys are often encouraged to be direct. A boy who's assertive is a leader. A girl who's assertive is bossy. A boy who gets angry is normal. A girl who gets angry is dramatic. The message is clear. People prefer the softer, edited version of our emotions. So we learn to tone them down. Anger becomes disappointment. I need this becomes, it would be nice if. This is unacceptable becomes, I'm probably overreacting. We become experts at emotional editing. But here's the problem. This creates a massive disconnect between what we're really feeling and what we communicate. And when our words and our energy don't match, it leaves everyone, ourselves included, confused. Think about it. Asterisk, we say, I'm fine, but act distant. Asterisk, we say, whatever you want, but feel unhappy with the decision. Asterisk, we agree to things we don't actually want, then resent it later. And this plays out across all areas of life. Asterisk, in relationships, we say we're okay with casual dating when we really want commitment, or avoid asking for emotional support so we don't seem clingy. Asterisk, at work, we don't negotiate salaries because we don't want to be difficult, or we take on extra responsibilities we didn't want in the first place. Asterisk, in friendships and family, we agree to plans we're not interested in, avoid raising issues because we don't want to cause drama, and take on caregiving roles without admitting we're overwhelmed. Understanding this translation process is crucial because it explains so many behaviors that otherwise look inconsistent or confusing. Here's what's really happening inside. 1. We feel an authentic emotion. 2. We quickly assess if it's safe to express. 3. If not, we find a softer translation. 4. We express the translated version. 5. We end up frustrated when no one responds to what we actually meant. And that's where the problems begin. Women get disconnected from their own feelings, start second-guessing whether their emotions are valid, and build resentment when their needs go unmet. Partners receive mixed signals. They hear one thing but sense another. Relationships lose intimacy because authentic connection requires authentic expression. My mom once told me she spent 40 years of marriage saying, "Whatever you want, honey, even though she had strong opinions. My dad thought she didn't care about anything, but really, she never felt safe saying what she truly wanted. That's the cost of constant translation. You lose parts of yourself, and your connections suffer. Now, let's look at how this affects relationships specifically. The mixed signals problem. A woman says she's fine, but clearly isn't. She agrees to plans but seems unenthusiastic. She says she doesn't need anything, but then feels unloved. It's not manipulation, it's the result of being conditioned to hide authentic feelings. The emotional labor issue. Women often manage the emotional side of relationships, remembering dates, checking in, maintaining connections, without ever asking for help. We just do it, then feel unappreciated. The support-seeking challenge. Instead of saying, "I need comfort," we tell a story or drop hints, hoping someone will notice. The conflict avoidance pattern. Instead of saying, "I'm upset," we withdraw, get passive-aggressive, or say, "It's fine," when it's definitely not. So what can help? 4 partners. 1. Ask follow-up questions when she says she's fine. 2. Create safety for honesty. Don't punish difficult feelings. 3. Pay attention to body language and tone, not just words. 4. Encourage directness. I want to know what you really think. For women. 1. Practice expressing one authentic feeling a day. 2. Catch yourself when you're translating and try to share the raw version. 3. Ask directly for what you need. 4. Remind yourself your feelings are valid, even if they're messy. And here's a really helpful tool: learning to decode common translations. I'm fine often means I'm hurt, angry, or overwhelmed but don't feel safe saying it. Whatever you want often means I do have a preference, but I don't want to seem demanding. I'm probably overreacting often means I have a real concern, but I need you to validate it. It's not a big deal often means it is a big deal, but I'm minimizing it. I don't want to be difficult often means I need something, but I'm afraid it will push you away. The key is not to take these words at face value, but to gently probe, validate, and create safety for the truth underneath. Now, what happens when women stop translating and start expressing authentically? We feel less anxious from constantly editing ourselves. We reconnect with our sense of self. We experience more satisfying relationships built on real connection. Our needs actually get met. Intimacy deepens because it's based on honesty. And for partners, everything becomes clearer. There's less confusion, less guesswork, and a stronger sense of truly knowing the person you love. I've experienced this transformation myself. When I started speaking honestly instead of translating, yes, there were some uncomfortable conversations. But they led to genuine understanding. My current relationship is the most fulfilling I've ever had, because he knows the real me, not just the edited version I thought he wanted. So here's the big takeaway: emotional translation is something women learn as a survival strategy. It's not about blame, it's about awareness. Once we see it, we can choose something different. For women, your authentic feelings are valid and worthy of expression. The right people will appreciate your honesty, not punish you for it. For partners, when someone shares their real feelings, treat it as a gift. Respond with appreciation, not judgment. When authenticity becomes the norm, relationships transform. Confusion turns into clarity, resentment turns into connection, and trust grows deeper than ever before. So, let's create more spaces where women, and people in general, can express themselves fully, without fear. Because genuine connection always requires genuine expression.